Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for mid-December 2022. We are going to jump right in here and take a look at your current general energies. You have this dandelion card that says Wounded Healer on it. I do feel that you could be, even I'm doing this video on the 11th of December. You're going to be watching it on the 12th probably, or, somewhere after. But I do feel that some of you have been very nostalgic recently. Maybe you've been thinking about the past. I feel like you've been thinking about a specific situation, though. It's what's popping into my head intuitively. I feel some of you have been thinking maybe about a loss, like a person that you lost in the past. But it feels like a strong connection to me, like a father, a mother, grandfather, grandmother, something along those lines, right? And so some of you could be thinking about that connection. I'm not sure why this is so important, but if that message is for you, I feel like it's important for some reason. It's not like a bad message either. Again, I think that it can make us sad, of course, to, think about someone that we lost that maybe passed away or something like that. But at the same time, I feel this could be like a healing thing where you are healing from this connection, or you're healing from whatever happened, or you're kind of you're kind of cleansing is the energy that I get from this card. For others, again, if you haven't been thinking about that, I feel like you are just cleansing from the past. I feel like you could be, kind of healing past wounds because of something new that is entering into your life. That's what I'm getting here. You have the World card here. I'm pretty sure in your last reading you had the World card, and to me, the World is a card of birth. So it's kind of like a portal card, and it represents the birthing process, starting over, starting a new journey. So some of you are clearly starting something new. You have the Six of Cups, the World, and the Hierophant showing up here. So again, some of you could be thinking about children, having children. You have the Empress here. If you're not trying to have children, I would definitely be careful because, I think that for whatever reason, multiple signs have had messages of very fertile energy, let's put it that way. But if you are, go for it, as I always say. But again, I do feel like you could be thinking about the past, not as in, again, it doesn't really strike me as a past love person. That's not what I'm getting here. Again, I think I'm getting more of the nostalgic side of the Six of Cups. I hope that makes sense. Next, you have the World. Definitely being reborn. I feel that the World card is a portal card. There's a portal right here. We go from the major arcana. If you follow the Fool's journey, we go from the Fool to the World, and then we just start all over again as a Fool. So it's I really get this sense from you, more than anyone else right now, for whatever reason, of a really strong new beginning. But it's not like a new beginning. It's you're entering into a new stage of your life where you're having to learn things. I don't know. That sounds stupid, but I feel like some of you are kind of relearning something, or you're learning something you've never learned before. It's you're having a completely brand new experience. I get the sense of truly entering into a new world, if that makes sense. It's almost you have the Four of Wands here. It's maybe you're going from not married to married, for example. It's you're entering into a whole new world. Maybe you're having a child. You have the Empress here. Maybe you haven't before. It's old experience, brand new experience. Maybe you're starting a career. Maybe you've never had a career. It's going from something. That's the type of change I'm feeling here. You have the Hierophant, so some of you could be getting married as well. You have the Four of Wands, and, I'd say it would be very good for you. It looks very positive here. For others, I get this energy of, connecting spiritually, because the Hierophant is the bridge between, the heavens and the earth. And so I feel for some of you, there could be, some answered prayers that are coming in for you, or some wishes. Maybe you've been wishing for some things, and, I really get that sense for you here, Leo. This looks like a very good reading, so love it. I feel there's a lot of good stuff. I would make sure to stay present. You end with the Here and Now card, and you have that Three of Swords and the Devil. So again, if you are finding yourself in this nostalgic place, like I was talking about with the Six of Cups, where you're grieving something from the past or whatever, I'm not suggesting that you don't do that, right? I think we all need to grieve things, of course, but I do feel it's encouraging to not get stuck in that energy, right? So there's a little bit of a difference. With the Six of Cups, you have the High Priestess. You have the High Priestess twice. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. I don't know. Again, Pisces has been all up in everyone's business. I'm a Pisces, so I can say that, right? But I always tell people, I don't know what's going on with Pisces right now. Pisces is all over fire signs as well for some reason. So I don't know. Take it how it resonates. I feel like this is saying trust your intuition. Here you go. With the World, you have the Page of Cups. So definitely you have the Page of Cups twice. Definitely could be a Pisces. For those of you that are looking for love, I would say, I don't know, go for it, whatever, who cares, right? But I would also say that the Page of Cups can represent some sort of dream. He normally has this like fish in his cup there, and I always say that he needs to grab onto that fish, and he needs to make sure that it doesn't escape. So for some of you, if you're not looking for love, even if you are, I feel for some of you, there could be some opportunities that you are going to want to grab onto. I feel like you are going to want to sink your claws into that fish being like an opportunity. It could be a dream that you have that you need to bring down to earth. I always say that the Page of Cups, he really needs to bring it down. Like the idea exists up here, like in the atmosphere or in heaven, right? You have the Hierophant. So it's like you have, like, I feel like the bridge is open. It's like you have the opportunity to bring a dream down to earth, but it's going to require work. With the Hierophant, you have the Knight of Swords, no rushing. Also, I would be very careful of jumping to conclusion energy. I feel like I've said this to you before. I get this, like, kind of like rushing to judgment type energy here. I would just be careful of that in general. Next, in the area of your next big change, you have this Venus card. It says Beloved on it. Definitely could be love coming in for you if you want love. Could also be just something that you will love. Venus is, of course, the planet of beauty. We also have, Uranus and Taurus right now. And I feel that these energies are connected for you here, Leo. I feel that Uranus and Taurus really wants us to build things of quality in our life. This could be anything. Could be a business, a YouTube channel, could be a book that you're writing, could be having a child, could be creating a family, 10 of Cups as your first card. Whatever it is that you're doing, there's a kind of like a major focus on making sure that what you're doing is quality work, or, that you're doing a good job, basically, right? And that you're creating something beautiful in the world. You have the 10 of Cups, the Empress, and the High Priestess. So 10 of Cups is happy home, happy family, of course, but I think there's always a bigger picture with the 10 of Cups. It's like, yeah, it's happy home, happy family, it can represent love, but you can see that these cups are above these people, and they're choosing happiness. They're choosing to be happy. And that's the whole point of the card, is that they're still standing in the real world. They still have to deal with all like the problems and the issues and challenges of the world, but they're choosing happiness. So to me, it is a card of needing to choose happiness, needing to focus on what you want. And, even no matter what is going on in the world, I think it would be a great time to ignore anything that makes you feel not happy as well, like especially if there are things going on in the world. You have the Empress here, so definitely like major glow up vibes for you here, Leo. This is the next big change that's coming in for you. So like I said, I feel you're clearly birthing something into the world, especially with that World card here. Even outside of love, I see like major changes in your abundance. I feel a lot of you could be coming up with new ideas in work and business. I always say this to you. And, I feel that I'm trying to read this other card here, but it's too far away. But it's a mechanic card, and I'm pretty sure on this mechanic card, we'll look at it in a minute. It says you can fix like any problem in your business or something like that. And for those of you that have businesses or that are trying to grow your business or make more money, I feel like it's not really even fixed. I get more like temperance vibes there. Temperance to me is more turning a situation around or using your powers of manifestation or whatever to make turn a situation from one thing to another. And I really see you turning things around in your next route. We'll talk about that in just a minute. You also have the High Priestess. I would dig into any mystery that's in your life, like anything you don't know about. I feel like this is actually encouraging you to be curious. I feel like you could find a lot of answers, like especially in work or business. There might be something that you don't know about advertising. Like I feel like there could be a lot of success if you learn about it. And it doesn't even have to cost you money. There's plenty of free information out there, right, where you could learn for free. And figure it out, right? Plenty of books at the library for free, basically. I'm sure every time I say that, someone's like, "Oh, the library's $20." So I'm like, okay, like you could probably earn $20 to go to the library if you needed to, right? Same thing with love as well. It's like maybe you're interested in a person, but maybe you haven't actually talked to them. Talk to them. Dig into the mystery, right? With the 10 of Cups, you have the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles, card of balance. I almost feel like there's a certain sense of balance returning to your life. I love 2 6s. You have 2 6s right next to each other here. To me, 2 6s says you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. So I love 2 6s in tarot readings. But I also feel there's some sort of return to balance with that Six of Pentacles. Something's balancing out here. It could be like what you give to situations, but I also feel it could be your focus because, like I was saying, that Ten of Cups to me is saying you need to focus on like what's right in front of you. You have that here and now card. I wouldn't be focusing on the issues and challenges of the world necessarily. With the Empress, you have the Page of Swords. Definitely time for you to be curious. The Page of Swords is like a detective. He becomes interested in something and, he gets curious about it. He starts learning about it. He starts figuring it out. So I really feel the Empress could be a lot of abundance, but it's going to come through learning something new, like about your job, your business, your career, whatever the case may be. With the High Priestess, you have the Tower. Definitely could be some sort of surprise coming in for you here. I'm pretty sure you had the Tower in your last reading. Every single person, again, this month has had the Tower pretty much. So, like I always say, to me, like when everybody gets the same card, it just says there's probably something going on where we could be experiencing some Tower moments in the world. I would be very careful of focusing on those Tower moments because, basically it could just be a distraction. I feel like we need to be careful of distractions. And as I always say, like, it's like I understand like caring about people and things like that, but I really feel that pretty much all of us need to protect ourselves from the information that we are putting into our brain, especially from like the news or the media and things like that, because as I always say, Neptune and Pisces is a liar. And I think that I blame Neptune and Pisces for everything. And, what I would say is it's like deception. And especially because we're getting closer and closer to the end of Neptune and Pisces. And according to Chris's Crappy Astrology, to me, the end of Pisces is like deception, like prison and bad things, right? For the most part. This is not accurate astrology, by the way. This is Chris's Crappy Astrology. But I'm just saying, it's like what you might be hearing from the news might not be true. Maybe it is. I'm not saying that it is or it isn't. But what I'm saying is I don't care if it is or it isn't. I focus on what I can control, not what I can't control, right? And pretty much everything in the news I can't control. So I feel like that's what this reading is asking you to do. Next, in the area of the good stuff that is coming for you, you have this Mechanic card. Again, it says you can easily fix your finances with little friction. Again, I get Temperance vibes here, like I was saying. I really feel you could easily turn a situation around if you kind of like learn about it. So I'd educate yourself. You have the Four Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Four Wands. Some of you, this could clearly be a love offer if you don't already have love. And so there could be a love offer coming in for you. It could lead to marriage. Four Wands is a card of marriage. Some of you could just be getting married. That could be like the good thing that's happening to you here. But I do feel for those of you that want love, that haven't found it yet, there could be a person coming in. It could definitely be a water sign, but it could also be a earth sign. Earth really stands out to me here. Just in general, Taurus and Capricorn, that could be, you could be meeting a person who has those in those planets or has placements in those signs is what I'm trying to spit out here. Could also be Aquarius as well, I'm getting, but Taurus and Capricorn and Pisces obviously really stands out to me. But the Pisces is making me roll my eyes for most of you. Might not be true for all of you, and again, I'm a Pisces, so I can say that. You have the Four Wands. Four Wands, a card of freedom, card of marriage. So clearly, some of you could be getting married. If you're not looking for love, even if you are, again, another portal card, just like the World card, where you need to cross through this portal. The Four Wands is a card of completion. To me, it's like a finish line card. It can represent finishing up a project or a business or something else. So I feel like you're like finishing something up, crossing through a threshold and finding success on the other side. So I see a lot of success for you here, Leo. You have the Four Cups here. And again, we're looking at the good stuff, so it doesn't matter what shows up here. Four Cups is like a card of manifestation, kind of. And so I feel like you're finally manifesting something that you've always wanted. And, I feel like this is a good thing. It's like you're finally putting in the work. I do feel like this is connected to your finances for whatever reason, the Four Cups. So you could be improving your finances in some way. I would also say for those of you that have a business, like let's say you have people who work for you, I feel like this is more, there's something here between these three cards, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. There's something here about like more teamwork or, getting the team more involved in your business. It's not like you're getting them involved in your business. I'm wondering if you have a business where you have team members, where you have people that work for you or whatever, it's like you're getting them to promote it or, getting them to more get the word out. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that might make sense to some of you. So I feel like you need to do that. With the Four Cups, you have the King of Cups. Are you kidding me? Didn't you have the Queen of Cups here as well? Am I imagining things? I thought for sure that you had the Queen of Cups. Am I making that up in my head? I must be, because I swear I saw it here. But whatever, doesn't matter. I feel for a lot of you, clearly, there could be love coming in for you here, and it could be a water sign. For others, I feel that this is talking about, again, I do get this like emotional feeling from your reading, but it's like, it has to do with like nostalgia to me. So a lot of you could be thinking a lot about the past. I'm not, but it's like more, like I said, not love. I feel like you could be thinking about like a person from the past, or you could be thinking about, things that you've always wanted. And it's like, maybe now you're getting those things. So it could be making you emotional with this energy. I don't think that's a bad thing though. I mean, I think you're just like expressing your emotions. With the Page of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords, definitely a victory coming in for you. There could be some sort of truth coming out here in your life as well, or someone could be telling you the truth about something. I'm not so sure I like it. You go this way to the Devil, this way to the Three of Swords. Obviously, we're going to clarify. It is showing up in the good stuff, but again, I think something people need to understand is like sometimes there can be something that seems bad that happens to us that is actually good for certain reasons. So, even though it's showing up in the good stuff, I do kind of get like a weird feeling there. I don't want to freak anyone out, but there could be some truth. It could just be that you're getting closure, which is like the good part, but maybe you really didn't want to know that a past person, slept with your mom, your cousin, and your uncle all at the same time. Like maybe you didn't want to know that, but now you have the truth and the closure that you wanted, right? With the Four of Wands, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. Definitely improvements coming in for you. So I feel there are improvements. I feel like that a lot of you, even if you experienced a tower moment in the past, it's like you're moving on to calmer shores. So definitely a good thing. At the end here, for what you don't see coming, you have this here and now card. I feel like being present is going to be very important for you right now. I feel this desire to rush. And sometimes I think when things get exciting in life, we want to rush. So I actually feel that this is good. But I do feel it's encouraging you to kind of like slow things down, to make sure that you're not rushing, to make sure that you're not like forcing anything to happen. And I would just take your time with this energy. You have the Three of Swords, the Magician, and the Devil here. I feel like you have kind of like you're attracting something into your life. I always pull the card the Devil's pointing to, or sorry, the Magician, if he shows up in this last row. So he's kind of pointing to this card. You have this Mars card. It says action on it. Or actually it says motion, but I feel more like action that you could be taking towards something. You do have the Devil here. Again, I feel like this could help you prevent something from becoming toxic. Like if you're in a relationship, I feel maybe practicing being more present could avoid, a toxic situation in general here. With the Three of Swords, again, this is kind of like emotional. I feel that you could be thinking about past emotions in general. And so for some of you, you could just be like healing from that. For others, this could be about forgiving the past so that you can, be ready for something that's coming in for you in the future. I kind of get that feeling here as well on this card. The Magician can represent some sort of new beginning. So I do feel there is new beginning coming in for you. Like needs more action though, is what I feel. Something needs more action. I'm wondering, this is kind of giving me a little bit of like overthinking vibes, but it's like normally the way that I read, I would need something more to tell me like this is overthinking. I don't have like the Seven of Cups here, or even the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like a card of like analysis paralysis, right? So let's see. With that Three of Swords, you have the World card. Some of you could be, thinking about an ending. That could be where the sadness and the nostalgia is. Like I said, I kind of got, again, I don't predict death at all in tarot. To me, it's against tarot ethics in the first place, but I think you're thinking about a past. Some of you could be thinking about a past person or have been that passed away. So some sort of ending, but there's like a new beginning coming in for you. With the Magician, you have the Justice card. I would make sure you're focusing on situations that give energy to you. I always say that the Justice card to me represents equal give and take, and it represents making sure that you're investing in things that invest back in you. For others, this could be a legal situation as well. I actually kind of like this reading if you are dealing with a legal situation. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Justice card as well. So there could be like a positive turn of events if you happen to be dealing with something legal. With the Devil, here you go. There you go. Leo, Seven of Pentacles, exactly what I was talking about. Analysis paralysis. Again, I feel like you need to not overthink things. I feel that some of you, this is exactly the vibe that I was getting from this row too. It's like overthinking or something along those lines. So this could mostly have to do with work and business. If you're overthinking things in work and business, I think you need to just take action and just like make something happen or just do it. I think it's like when, sometimes I feel with like the Seven of Pentacles or Seven of Cups, we come up with an idea in work or business and then we overthink it to death and we think of all the reasons it's not going to work so that it doesn't. So I would not do that. We're going to pull 3 cards now. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. If you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the reading and think of a question. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 together at the end, just like a personalish reading. But feel free to pause now because I'm going to be reading these cards. You have the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Sun. Really nice. Definitely happiness coming in for you. If you're asking a yes/no question, I would say definitely yes. And I also feel like saying take the risk. So some of you could be asking about some sort of risk that you're thinking about. I feel like saying taking, but I almost just said changing. So I feel that some of you could be making a change. And you could be asking about like a new job or accepting a new position. I would say hell yes, because there's clearly going to be a lot of happiness here. I also feel like if you're asking about taking the risk of communicating with a person, just based off the reading as well, if you're asking about communicating with a person, I'd say yes as well. I think that it will lead to clarity. Again, if you're asking about a past person, though, you're probably going to get clarity, but is it what you really want? I would say maybe not. So you might want to prepare yourself for that, definitely. If you didn't ask a question, I just feel that you're like stepping up into your power. I really feel like you're entering into a time where you're more able to work with people and also get more. It's like, this might come off sounding wrong, but it is what it is. So I just have to deliver the messages I get, but it's almost like you're getting more benefits from the people around you. And, or you're entering into relationships, not just love, but we're talking about like business relationships, work relationships, where there's just like more, I feel like more abundant, just better in general. So I love this for you, Leo. Definitely a good reading. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.